Hey, what's up you guys? It's Dark Summers here, and yes, I know what you were thinking. Well, probably not what you were thinking, because it could either go half and half. Yes, there is actually a dating sim for Life is Strange, Love is Strange demo. I will put a link to the creators and everything down below. And yes, I know I am playing this without doing Life is Strange first, but I'm still kind of tinkering with that to get the recording stuff to fully work, and it's sounding okay, and trying to find time to actually do it with my job and everything in the way. But I seen K-pop, one of my favorite YouTubers that played Life is Strange and everything else. Seen her play I seen her play it, and I so wanted to know what this game actually was about, and I'm sorry, but to me, I really would love a dating sim for this, so it was like almost a dream come true about it, and I love the fact that the creators did this, and it is just so cool from what I've seen. And, well, let's just get right into it. I don't care anymore. Do you want to play the tutorial? Yes. Oh my god, it's a hot dog that looks like Mr. Jefferson. Yes. Hot dog. Hello, I am Hot Dog, your guide and teacher. Click to continue. Love is Strange is a visual novel, meaning you'll be mostly reading. Every now and then, you can pick dialogue choices that change the flow of conversation or even bring you to the different locations. Got it? Yes, we do. Great, good job. Now, I can't talk today. Let's head over to the two whales. Your dialogue choices can affect the way other characters in the game interact with you. Characters in the game have approval points, like any other dating sim, which you earn or lose from the decisions you choose. You will not see these points change visually, so pick wisely. Oh, that sucks. Depending on the approval points you have chosen with the character, it'll influence how they talk to you. Also, you can use the back button on the quick menu to go back and read things. The quick menu is located on the bottom right. However, if you go back to a decision, you can't undo that decision. There's no time travel magic here. Once your decisions are made, they are made permanent. Damn. So it's not gonna be like, well, I understand it, but it's just one of those things, like, if it's based on time travel, you gotta put it in there. That sounds stupid, Hot Dog. Don't be so negative. Do make sure to save your game every now and then. The game won't remember your decisions if you don't save. But depending on your decisions, you'll see different dialogue from characters getting different dialogue options. Even get different endings. Because remember, your actions have consequences. Oh, yeah. Good luck. Start. Day 1 introduces Max to a photo competition at Blackwell Academy. Max can choose who she partners with for the photo contest. For demo purposes, we've chosen Chloe as Max's partner. Yes! I don't know how much I ship Pricefield so much. This is day 2, Chloe's route. Click to continue. The breakfast rush at the Two Whales Diners always takes me by surprise, even though I've been coming here since I was a kid. The atmosphere is always electric. The frantic energy of the bustly staff. The impatient, hungry truckers perched at the lunch counter like hulking, churchless birds on a wire. The sleepy locals slumbering in their booths over steaming mugs of coffee. I've been here nursing my own coffee for 10 minutes now. This morning I woke up to a text Chloe sent at 2 a.m. asking me to meet her at the diner at 8 sharp for breakfast. She's late, of course. I should probably be more annoyed than this, but I'm kinda used to it. Chloe tries, but she's never been able to keep to a schedule. It's kind of a miracle she manages to make it to her classes on time most days. I suppose this means I should be more worried about asking Chloe of all people to help me with my entry for the photo contest. But Chloe's never let me down when I've needed her. Not ever. And she's not starting today. I can't stop the smile that spreads across my face when Chloe enters the diner. Ooh. She scans the room, panting a little, looking disheveled. No idea, I haven't heard that word before. When her eyes light on mine, okay, her face breaks out into a grin of its own, and she makes a beeline towards our booth. I haven't heard beeline in a while. Hey, sorry I'm late. She slides into the booth with effortless cool, shooting me her most charming apologetic smile. You mad? Yes, no, sort of. Eh. I laugh, shaking my head and taking a sip of my coffee. This is actually pretty punctual for you. I'm impressed. Chloe laughs too, looking visibly relieved. She slumps back into the booth, beaming playfully and knocking her foot against mine underneath the table. I know, not bad, right? Chloe grins at me like we're kids again, like we're sharing the secret. Even though I've been back in Arcadia Bay for a year now, there's something about being on the receiving end of her smile again that still kind of takes my breath away. I can tell I'm staring at her with what must be the dopiest look on my face, but I can't help it. Deliberately, I drag my eyes from her face and scan the diner, licking my lips. Ooh. You hungry? God, yes. Chloe cranes her neck dramatically, looking around the diner. Where's Joyce anyway? I'm gonna die of starvation before she even takes my order. Then she'll be childless, and you'll be partnerless, and my sad, hungry ghost will be forever bound to the two wheels. Cursed to haunt greasy truckers and painfully slow waitress staff for eternity. Not so fast, Casper. Chloe snorts. I kicked her lightly beneath the table and continue despite the interruption. Joyce should be out with your food in a minute. It's like it's like flipping a switch. Chloe's face lightens up, the previous conversation immediately stricken from her memory. She leans forward, seizing my hands into hers and dragging them across the table. Max, you've been my best friend since we were kids. My first mate, my partner in crime, and now the girl who buys me breakfast. I'm ready to take the next step. Max, will you do me the honor of marrying me and buying my food for the rest of our lives? She's been doing this more and more lately, saying things that could just be joking, but also be, well, flirting. I just can't figure out if Chloe's being deliberately confusing or if I'm such a colossal social dunce. Oh shit. Colossal social dunce that I can't tell the difference. Chloe waggles her eyebrows and squeezes my hands playfully. Max? I laugh awkwardly, feeling a blush rise on my face, and yank my hands out of her grip. Who said I'm buying? She pouts, bottom lip dug it out dramatically. You know, I did just offer to spend the rest of my life with you. The least you could do is offer to pay for my wait. What did you get me? If I remember the game, she liked eggs and bacon. Or at least that's what Joyce brought her out that one time. Your favorite bacon side of eggs. Chloe slams her paws down on the table excitedly. Hot damn, now we're talking. Joyce bustles out of the kitchen a few minutes later, expertly balancing tray loads with breakfast foods. Chloe smirks mischievously, leaning forward in the booth, no doubt with something cheerfully optimistic on the tip of her tongue. But the morning rush is so hectic that Joyce barely has the time to set our plates down in front of us before tearing off across the restaurant to attend to a family of 5 that just filled up the last free booth. Chloe looks briefly disappointed that she lost the opportunity to annoy her mother, at least until she remembers there's food in front of her. Chloe eats with a sort of single-minded ferocity, not uncommon in wild dogs. She's got about the same level of manners too, I remember. Thinking of all the time she'd stole the food right off my plate and unconsciously hunched over my meal when she looks up and starts eyeing my waffles. You gonna finish that? No. I roll my eyes, taking one last bite, and push my plate across the table to her. Chloe perks up, eagerly accepting the extra food. Thanks, Max. So I bet you're pretty pumped to get started on your project, huh? I bit my lip, shift my gaze from Chloe's eager face to the window facing the street. I watch a few cars pass by, trying to gather my thoughts. I guess I'm excited, but I glance back to Chloe, unable to stop the smile that tugs at the corner of my mouth. She always knows when there's something I'm not saying. But I'm pretty nervous too. I still can't believe I actually volunteered for the contest. I can. Chloe said it like it's just a fact. I feel butterflies fluttering in my stomach, nervous for a whole nother reason now. Confidence has always seemed to come as easy as breathing to Chloe, and I get it. She's tough and beautiful and smarter than she gives herself credit for. That all makes sense, but it's her unwavering confidence in me that I just can't wrap my head around sometimes. Max, you're like the best photographer in school. I know sometimes you get all in your head about this shit, but it's really not so complicated. Of course you're gonna kill it here. I smile gently back, hearing the hesitance at the end of her sentence. But Chloe smiled bashfully, cheeks flushed just slightly, looked up at me through a fringe of blue hair like a kid with her hands in a cookie jar. But it was kind of a surprise you asked me to help you with your project. What? Chloe shifts in her seat. The food is gone now. She has nothing to distract her from the conversation, so she grabs a packet of sugar from the center of the table, tearing it open and pouring the contents out into shapes on the tabletop. Joyce is going to be so pissed. I mean, there's a lot of, good photographers in that class, Max. I basically only took photography so I could hang with you and Rachel at school a few times a week. Chloe, you're my best friend. There's no one else I'd rather have in my corner for stuff like this. Chloe looks up from the pile of sugar she was carefully shaping into swirls in the center of the table. Best friend? Her tone is light, but the look on her face makes me feel like I didn't say quite the right thing. Was it not recording? My first mate, my partner in crime, the girl I buy breakfast for. Chloe's face breaks out in a wide grin, cheeks pink. In that case, can I order another? No. Chloe laughs. Worth a shot. So I guess we better get started on this thing. The rules say you need to take your photos somewhere in Arcadia Bay. Do you know where you want to go? I know. You decide. Actually, why don't you tell me where you want to go? Chloe had pulled the beanie off her head and tugged it down over my eyes as soon as we got into the truck. I had wanted to pull it off, but she levied the vague thread of swift retribution against me. Remembering all the retaliatory pranks she had unleashed on those who had dared to oppose her in our childhood, I decided to play along. Even with my eyes covered, I had felt the excitement radiating off of her for the entire drive. I can't deny I'm eager to see what Chloe has in store when the truck finally rolls to a stop. Sit tight. I hear the car door open and close. Then a moment later, I can feel the door on my side open. She leans across my body, unbuckling my seatbelt from me and wrapping a hand around my elbow to guide me out of the cabin. I stumble away, my clumsiness trembling Chloe's best efforts to help me. She catches my weight against her body, steadying dang it, me with one hand on my hip and the other still gripping my arm. Whoa there, sorry. I can feel myself blushing, for once grateful that the beanie obscured so much of my face. You okay? Her voice is so close and quiet. The gentle pressure of her fingers against my hip makes my heart beat faster, and I nod dumbly. You ready? I can hear the excitement in her voice. A fluttery feeling blooms in the pit of my stomach. I'm excited too. Yeah. Woo, junkyard! I actually liked the junkyard in the game. It was actually pretty cool. Chloe yanks the beanie off my head and I squint against the sudden exposure of light. I guess it wasn't exposure, but... Oh, I look around, taking the heap of rusted metal, the straggly beads, and the towering evergreens looming in the back. It's a dump. Amazing. Amazing. Wow, Chloe. It's dorky, but I'm kinda awestruck about the atmosphere of this place. There are so many things around. Old vehicles, decommissioned signs, busted appliances, everything with its own story, each piece of unique offering. This place is perfect. Chloe beams at me, shoving her hands in the back pockets, rocking back on her heels. You think so? Yeah, God, I could get so many cool shots here. I'm so glad you can see it, you know? The potential here. Chloe trails off looking thoughtful. After a beat of silence, she turns around, fixing me in a mischievous smirk. Let me show you around. Chloe takes off with a little skip, grabbing the sleeve of my sweater and pulling me behind her. She leads me on a whirlwind tour around the yard. We weave between stacks of rusted out car bodies, picking our way carefully through jagged metal and broken glass, around a field of dented metal drums and old tires and rebar. It doesn't take long for me to start to understand just what Chloe loves about this place. There's a sort of serenity here, among all the wrecks and the refuse. It's kind of beautiful. Chloe drags me over to an old trawler, yeah, and offers to boost me up over the side. I declined. That thing looks like tetanus waiting to happen, but Chloe just shrugs and hauls herself up over the side with a cheerful disregard for her own personal safety. She struts around on top of the boat, posing and flexing, mugging for the camera like a charismatic jerk she is when I fall back to snap a few photos. Oh no, it's the dreaded pirate Bluebeard, here to plunder Arcadia Bay. Arr. Chloe's pirate impression is a hilarious hilariously bad as ever, and I can't help but laugh. Chloe rolls her eyes, offended, and casually flips me off. Shut up, landlubber. Don't think I won't make you walk the plank. She walks to the tip of the bow and kicks over the chair, propping a leg up on the upturned seat. Fuck that Bluebeard shit. Call me Captain Morgan. I snap another photo grinning. Captain Morgan. She laughs and hops down without warning, tossing me one of the metal curtain rods she had been waving around on top of the trawler. What's this? Your sword. I'm guard. She takes a slow swing at me and I react on instinct, deflecting the blow with my curtain rod and leading us into a full-blown sword fight. She swings again and I react on instinct, deflecting the blow with my curtain rod. And it's bizarre because we've done this a dozen of times. We're grown-ups now, but somehow playing pirate with my best friend is still easier than breathing. For as much as she's changed, for all the hair dye and the tattoos and the weed smoked and the occasional bad attitude, there are things about Chloe that are just fundamental. Like she can still make the dumbest, goofiest shit still seem fun and exciting. Her laugh still makes my heart skip. Her smile still warms me up from the inside, and she still gets way too cocky in a sword fight, leaving herself wide open. I faint, whatever. Go to the right, basically. Almost feeling bad when she lunges predictably away, defense slipping. Almost. Chloe's eyes widen as my next swing comes down. She knows she's going to be sent straight to Davy Jones' locker. Frantically, she tries to dodge, but ends up tripping over a stack of tires and landing right on her ass. Damn it. She sinks back into the pile of rubber in defeat, breathing heavily. I grin, feeling a trickle of sweat run down my temple. Hey Chloe, maybe we should stop. You're looking pretty... Don't say it. Tired. Chloe groans and rolls over to her side. Slowly she pushes herself up to a standing position, patting down her pockets. I'm not high enough to deal with this right now. Come with me. She leads me around a cinder block shed, along some train tracks, and back into the junkyard to a clearing behind the school bus. Chloe hops up onto the hood of an old car, patting the spot next to her and sparking up a joint. The metal is warm from the sun as I take my seat beside her. We're sitting so close I can feel her pinky rest up against mine on the hood of the car. Tentatively, I reach over and hook my finger over hers, watching the slow smile that slips across her face in response. I'm really glad you wanted me to help you, Max. I already told you there's no one else I'd rather have help with me on this. With this, whatever. She speaks through a puff of smoke, looking out towards the trees. I know, not just because of that, though. I knew you'd be busy with this project for the rest of the week, and I really wanted to spend time with you. Max, I'm leaving. I feel like all the air has been sucked out of my lungs. What? Chloe winces and takes a hit off her joint to buy herself some time. I need to get out of here. I'm so sick of this town. I'm taking off at the end of the week. I just need to go somewhere else for a while. You're leaving? Only for a couple of days. Or weeks. Look, I'm not sure exactly, but I'm coming back, alright? You can't do that. I get it. Lily glances over at me, worrying her bottom lip nervously. She takes another hit, holding it in her lungs for longer than it seems normal. She speaks again through a cloud of smoke, voice raspy and uneven. Okay? Yeah, okay, I get it. Chloe takes another hit and laughs as she exhales. Yeah. The smoke twists and curls around her face. No, you don't. The smoke disperses, and it's just the two of us again. Chloe holds my gaze for a second before staring at the remains of the joint between her fingertips, dismayed. Okay, I don't get it, but Chloe flicks what was left of the joint into the dirt in front of us and drags her hand nervously down her thighs. But what? But that doesn't matter. If it means this much to you, that should be enough. I trust you. Chloe clears her throat, drumming her fingertips restlessly against her cloth legs. It does, though, matter, I mean, this isn't just some spur-of-the-moment decision or anything. I want you to get it. Even after all this time, it takes so much courage for her to be vulnerable like this. I slid over the hood of the car without thinking, pulling her frigid hands into my lap and covering them with my own. So help me understand. Chloe takes a deep breath and turns her head towards me. Suddenly, we're nose to nose. Her eyes widen just a fraction, and I know I'm not imagining the way her breath gets a little shallower. I'm frozen in place. A practical shrill burrow calls from a distance, ripping through the tension, and Chloe tips forward. God dang it. Tips forward, laughing until her forehead hits my shoulder. I roll my eyes and try to push her off, but she just leans into me harder until I give up and let her guide me on my back. My heart's racing, but I'm laughing too, and at least from this angle, she can't see how red my face is. After a few moments of our giggling died away, we let the silence linger. The weight of the sun overhead, of Chloe's body next to me, of the conversation we're waiting to have, presses down around me. She sits up, pulling me with her. I've never been out of Arcadia Bay, Max, and sometimes it feels like I've never been able to, and that's terrifying. I don't expect you to really understand, but I need you to trust me that this is what I need right now, okay? It's rare to see Chloe so earnest. I smile despite the lump in my throat, the tightness in my chest. Okay. Chloe slumps forward a little, relieved, and I finally get how tense she was before. Must have been eating her up. I reach out and take her hand again, and she perks up a little, shooting me a small but earnest smile. Guess we better get to school, huh? I smile back, squeezing her hand as she slides off the hood of the car and pulls me to my feet. Guess so. Her hand in mine is warm, holding it for as long as I can. Thanks for playing Love is Strange demo. If you like this, leave some feedback for the team. Please go to loveisstrange.vntumblr.com. Look out for the final version with all 4 romance roots soon. Click to return to the menu. That was actually pretty cool. I would love to see the full thing go out. And 4 romance things. I'm pretty sure one of them has to be Warren, just because, it hinted so much to it in the game. The other 2, there are so many ships that I don't know. It'd be like, I don't know. There's just so many things that it could possibly be. But all in all, this was a really good game. I do love, the artwork in it. They did put a lot into it. And I would love to see the ending of the full game. And it is just really cool. Like I said, I'll put a link for their Tumblr page and everything down below. And whatever else. And because this is a really cool game. It might just because I like Life is Strange, but it's one of those games that it's like, it pulls you in, kind of like the Walking Dead stuff, because I've even played the Walking Dead for the episode versions and stuff like that, and I just like these kind of games, and to see, like, fan work being done of it. It's so cool because a lot of them are so good and they don't get recognized very well. But yeah, check this out, support them, and hopefully we'll get a full version soon. Okay, I'll check you guys later. Bye.